Let's get back into this. I know it's been a while. I said that last video, but for real, it's been a while and I'm trying to get back into it because I miss it. Now, we're here to talk about something that is Grammy nominated. Are you excited? I'm ready to get into this thing called Love on Digital by Destin Conrad. Now, you're here, I'm here, and welcome to Late Night Music Theory with your host, me. Let's get into it. How did I come across this artist? I honestly don't know. I could not tell you. I really couldn't. I think it started with colorway. I honestly think it came with bills. But of course, it came through Ombre. We'll get into her in the future. But it did come with Ombre, and then we slowly got here, and then it also was like Ombre, Alex Isley, boom. And I've been here ever since. Now let's talk about a track that's been slept on, that's not on this album, but has been slept on, Nosebleed. Love that song. We're going to circle back to that song in another time, not today. So as it was mentioned before, this is something that is Grammy nominated. It's good. It has a nice story. And you follow along a relationship that we never know if it's truly there or is it just digital. But that's what we're here to get into. Because now we're going to start it off with kissing in public. Don't call me late night or in the daytime. Because if you were willing to love me in the dark, you must be willing to love me out and about where we're going on a random Tuesday stroll. Let's go out for brunch. Let's hold hands. Oh, you don't want to hold my hand? What's up? But you said that you love me. From the opening of it, as well as the general feeling of this track, imagine a flower in bloom. Imagine a rose, a pink rose, or a marigold. It starts off and then it just expands and expands and expands, and then boom, we in public. And that's exactly what this track feels like to me. Now, with the track feeling like it's in bloom, what can also be represented through that is the storyline of this feeling like a long distance relationship. It could be, it couldn't be, we'll never know. But it can also take in to symbolize queerness. Something that is known in public yet has been deemed as taboo. Something that we're still on that fine line of wondering, is it okay to express this out in the open and not be worried about potential ridicule, harm, subjugation, oppression? Yet we still have to deal with that. This is the opening to that. Let's just kiss in public. You know, fuck it all. Let's be who we are right now in this one moment. But you can't even give me that. There are various arcs within this storyline as one would. However, there is a main storyline arc, the long distance relationship. There's going to be a side one. There's going to be a theoretical side one that we'll give midway through. But the main one is, you say you love me, but you're obviously not loving me enough. You're not loving me consistently. And because of that, I have to poke holes and I have to question, what are we doing in this moment? And so this questioning culminates within the chorus whenever he's saying, you like it, I love it, too low, you can't keep above it. We're kissing in public, here and out of discussion. You like it, I love it, too low, you can't keep above it. We kissing in public, here and out of discussion. And I take that to say, while in the presence of the two, it's very obvious there is love, there's some connection there. But even outside of it, when it comes to third party having something to say about them, friends, family, they can still say, we see it. We see that you like them. Not necessarily there's love, but we see where the admiration, lust, desire, passion is stemming from. And we'll rock with it for a little bit. We'll see where it goes. We'll see if it's steady enough. But like he said, it's too low. You can't keep above it. You're not doing enough for me to really be head over heels yet. However, there is an element that is allowing me to excuse the fact that you are operating underneath my standards. But just a little bit. You're just a hair underneath my standards. There's something missing that's stopping you from being, and that's the public. And what adds to the fact is the line in saying, you like it, I love it. I love what we have going on. I love what this can expand into. However, I feel as though you're not as in it as I am, seeing as though you just like it. And that then brings us into verse 1, where he starts off by saying, you so far from my job, you in LA, I'm in London. You so shy, I wonder why you don't do my love. I really wonder why. It runs me dry. I could let it slide, 'cause you so fly. There we go. Going back into what it is. There is something. There's an excuse that's allowing this subpar fascination be, maybe it could be changed. Maybe I can change. And what we've discussed time and time again is you cannot change something that is already broken. But I'm not going to go too far into that until we get too far into that. Because then it's just going to be unjustified rage. And it's going to feel like I'm hate listening. I'm not. I'm intrigued in the story. The story is actually good. But we just have to keep going. We go on and we're reiterating what's already been stated. It's a nice, simple, lighthearted song that alludes to the later complexities of what this is. But it's nice. It's something that you can take a little stroll on. You can be outside. It's meant for you to be outside. As the music video follows a walk on a sidewalk. It's outside, smell the roses, smell the daisies, smell the marigolds. And that takes us into a more darker, mysterious, mystique, if you will, track. Mr. E. Now, following in my thought process of the track, thank you to my good friend whenever we first listened to this live. I noted and I said, I really like the name Mr. E because it's like a little flip of the word. I'm mysterious. We're following into a darker toned sound, more hazy, more mysterious. But also with the contribution that she added that, if you think about it, Mr. E was the name of the person that was giving the hints and the clues to the Scooby-Doo gang to figure out what's really going on in Coolsville. I think that's the name of the town that Mystery incorporated that specific series. They were still in Coolsville. And every time I say that name, I always think of Coolsville sucks. The way that I visualize this is, and follow with me. You're sitting in a corner, it's dark, you're looking at your phone, and it is maybe 1 a.m. Your partner is not here yet. Where are they? Who knows? They start strolling in around 2 a.m., fumbling around, trying to look for the lights. And there you are with a lamp, sitting in a chair in a corner, asking, now where have you been? And before they can even say anything, you already know the answer to it. You just need to see if they're willing to tell the truth because you have their location. Now, would I ever be that obsessed? No, because at that point, that's when it's time for you to leave. It's a few indicators, really. If you have to ask the question, leave. If you have to track, leave. If you had to go through, leave. You get what I'm saying? Because at this point, now I'm looking like the crazy one. Now, am I a little bit crazy? Absolutely. But if I am using my energy to be as fantastic, whimsical, and expanding that energy onto you, then it's not needed. Now, as the song opens off, doom, 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 you get a little sway moment going on, sway, 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 sway. But we open up on verse 1 that really reinforces the idea that you don't know me, I don't know you. I could have been doing a lot of things before this. I've, in fact, seen the world for what it is, and through time, we'll just have to learn that together. As we go on, saying, speeding around a fever dream, you see me red, you see me green, all aspects. You in for the ride of your life. Who knows what's going to happen tonight? Don't be surprised at what I see. Live so many lives at 23. You can let your guard down tonight. You can lay it all on the line. Really representing what I just said in people being multifaceted. You never know what's going to happen next. And we're at that stage of introduction where anything could be anything. I'm going to ask you to let your guard down before I let my guard down because I need to know who it is that I'm about to be involved with. And that's that dynamic that we're going to keep going through for not only this track, the next track, the next track, and who knows how many other tracks we'll get into. But it's going to be similar to this. And then we're going to go into the pre-chorus where I'm open, loaded, pull that trigger that you holding. I'm controlling this motion. All this weed smoke got you choking. I'm going to fold him, mold him, make him feel like he couldn't live a life on his own because they call me Mr. E. So there is this you give up aspects of yourself, not in the way of literally you give up yourself, but in a way of let's take it a step further and now operate as if we're a unit instead of individuals. And then we go into the second half of the song, or really just kind of the outro, because the songs are short. The whole listening experience of this album is about 32 minutes. So it's going to go. And we get hit with gunshots. Or something similar to that nature as far as sounds. And how I'm taking that as we follow the context of this album, as well as what this specific track is trying to demonstrate in letting your guard down. These gunshots could be vulnerability. Aspects of you that your guard simply cannot contain anymore because you're bleeding out. There are parts and aspects of your flesh that can be seen on the exterior. We're being vulnerable. And so then that takes us to verse 2, where it says, think you dissed me, but I know that, sir. Know your type, how you twist up and turn. Hot and heated, I'ma let that shit burn. Borrow that, baby, we can take turns. No Uber, chauffeur. They trying to get at me, but I don't know her. Get the money way before I enter. Think you're wicked, but I'm wicked. My main questioning when listening to this track is who is taking the turns? What are we taking turns on? And I honestly believe it is switching between who has the power and who's letting their guard down. Of course, at some point, you cannot keep up with this facade. You can't be hard 24/7. Somebody's bound to crack as we have those gunshots being vulnerable. Twist up and turn. I know your type. I know how you move, so I'm going to move how I move in combat to you. You get what I'm saying? And what is being teased is their vulnerability. That's what's continuing to allow us to follow in this yearning, pining really, is knowing at the end of the day, somebody's guard is gonna crack. I may crack first, you may crack first, but at the end of the day, I really want to know what's beyond that gaze. And that is what takes us into the next track. However, we still have to talk about how this track obviously feels towards the end. Now, it feels as though there is the motivation. Baby, let me be your motivation. But for real, as far as seeing who's going to crack first and wanting to get to that part of you, feeling like, imagine a hard level, like a boss battle. And you get so annoyed and you get so frustrated, but you know you're this close to winning. You're this close to getting over it if you just do it like this. And that is the best thing I can take to visualize how I feel when it comes to this power struggle. But the reward at the end of the day is soft side. Now, this is the part of the album where it kind of gets scary, a little bit spooky maybe, because this is when I start to realize, is the person that we are experiencing experiences with DL? You know, we are not kissing in public. We don't feel like loving to that degree. We're having a power struggle with who's going to let their guard down first, but we're still intrigued because we want to be the ones to allow them to let their guard down. And now we're on a soft side where you're sitting up here and restating, but he's got a soft side to him. Almost in the manner of saying, oh, but you don't know him like I know him. I can change him. No, we said it time and time again. He'll never change. Stop trying to do that. That is annoying. No. The way that I'm taking this is a soft for soft relationship. However, we are still long distance. There has yet to be a relationship established to want to continue in this way of being, no, y'all don't know him like I know him. No, this is not I Love You Like a Love Song. This is nothing. I don't know what this is. But let's follow on. Let's follow on. Because so far they've been talking, they've been sharing experiences with each other. You know, I've seen so many things at just 23. But part of him is still apprehensive. As much as I feel as though there is yearning, there is pining, there is still, all right, now hold on, wait a minute. At the end of the day, this is a long distance relationship. It doesn't have the same, or it doesn't hold the same amount of weight as one would is as if we're in person. I'm still getting to know you, you're still getting to know me. For all I know, you could be out and about with all these other people that I don't know about because we don't have that closeness yet. We don't have that closeness, nor do we have that proximity to each other. So I'm going to hold off. But in a different way, the partner is holding off themselves in a way of being publicized. DL. But Destin is just operating in the realm of this being a long distance relationship, and I can't do what I did before, but I can also have this freedom. So I don't know what you're doing fully yet, and until I know 100%, I can't 100% throw myself in there. I can't put all my eggs in one basket when the basket is literally in London and I'm in LA. Who's to say that basket wasn't even there in the first place? And so all these thoughts and ideas become actualized within the first verse. Now, we start off by doing little whispers of soft side, really feeling dreamy in the you know, where are we gonna go? What's about to play? But we open up with the first verse of saying, I wasn't aware of what we had in common. What he got to say, he gonna say with his chest. If we take it there, would that make it too real? Don't know what to say, hell if I know. Know my shit bum, I don't need a record deal. I just wanna smoke with a frontos. Niggas on my body, but you know where I'm at. I wish you was here, but you not though. Fuck it, I'm a ball out, am I right? You really lost me that night, and I wasn't found. Way too far gone. At the end of the day, even though this is long distance, I'm still committed enough to turn people away and focus on you. But when I turn the people away and I look for you, you're nowhere to be found. So I guess I'm going to do my own thing. However, my own thing doesn't mean talking to other people. It just means I'm going to operate as if it's just me by myself. And when it's time for you to show up, I'm going to be, hey, so I didn't see you out and about over there, but don't worry. I'm not looking at nobody else. I'm just looking at you. He wants to love him so bad. It wants to be, oh, but I love him, but I love him. Your name is Pam. At this point, with how loud and what I would call obnoxious this love, or not even love, this declaration of passion is, other people obviously now know it. If they didn't know it before, they know it now. They recognize it. They're saying, oh, you are really in it for real. And it doesn't help with the feature of Serpent with Feet, where we are essentially accentuating these thoughts and these feelings, and let's take it to it. Living single in the background while we fuck. Roberto Flack when it's time for making love. Bergamot and cedar in the air. Hella tats on your chest, now I'm here. Busy trying to read the signs. I guess the tough guy got a soft side. I don't think this is real yet. I think these are the little mini episodes of lust coming out, the mini episodes of where this could go coming out, but it's not here yet. Because this all feels dreamy, along with the production of this track alone. Everything feels dreamy, everything feels wishy-washy. It could really go wherever. And right before it concludes into the next track, there's a glitch in transition, right? Now, what I take this glitch in transition is saying that arc from kissing in public to soft side is you being in love. You may not be committed loving, but there is a sense of you being in love that's there. And we essentially have to not necessarily wake up, but remember there's other aspects of ourselves that we have to do. Life. You know, this is just love within the life, but not the rest of life. I mean, come on now. We are an artist. We are a celebrity. We have other things to do. We have other things to manage. We have other places to be. And that transition, that glitch in being like, oh, I have somewhere to be, takes us straight to Bad Bitches. Going off of that glitch and transition also follows with a different stage of production. Before we were in bloom, everything was nice and slow, and you could skip, smell the roses, do whatever it is that you need to do, la-di-da-di-da-da-da. But now we're in the bass heavy, hard hitting beat that's got you feeling like It's got you feeling like you are that girl. It's not my man. It's not my stans. It's just I'm that girl. Because you need to go back to where you were. Now, in the beginning, we were meandering around. We were swimming. We were being hazy. We were being mysterious. We were in bloom. We were stopping to smell the roses. But now it's time to get back to what it is, which is the fast paced life that it is of who Destin is. And going into this hard hitting bait. Heavy 808. I think, but don't take my word for it because I'm not a producer. In fact, this is late night music theory. Just theories at the end of the day. We take it on and we go into verse 1 of quite actually stating what's happening in current time. I've been in and out of your city for a week, baby. Overwhelmed or over attached, you're a genius. I've been hinting at that. There's something there. Every day, yeah, we live. It's new under the sun, baby. I'm crashing out. I've been going in this whole week. Not only in the regular life of saying, I've really been doing this thing, because if I remember correctly, around this time of this album coming out, we're on tour. Adding to the fact that I've been in and out of your city, because if we take it from the beginning, you're in London. So I'm out and about. Now, would I take that step in saying he added that site to the tour just so they could be in close proximity? No. And if that ends up being true, remember who you are. Remember who you are. But I really don't think that's the case. That's thinking too far into it. So we're going to take it a step back and we're going to focus on just what this is. I've been here. Okay, you said we couldn't be out in public. All right. We're being long distance. All right. But now when I'm here and I'm literally 2 blocks down from you, you can't even show up to support. When I'm out on the stage, when I'm out meeting, greeting, singing with fans, where you could be there in support of me, but also still remain anonymous because you're in a pool of other people who also want to see and live in the experience that I've brought within this album and my discography. You can't even show up. So now I'm heated. I'm mad. You got me crashing out. But what's interesting about that is way back in the beginning when we're trying to hold on to the hardness of us, like I said, you can't do that 24/7. You can't be hard 24/7. Somebody's gonna crack. And in the game of love, he's a romantic, he's a lover boy. So this was bound to happen. And the fact that it happened in this way is sad and unfortunate, but that's life. That's living life. And it's setting up what is bound to happen within this track. There is tension brewing. This is where I feel the first move starts, actually. Like before, you had all these, yeah. But this is where it actually starts. This is where the motivation happens because you realize body is D. I can do whatever I want to do. And whatever I want to do can just so happen to make you envious. It could just make you jealous. But either way, whatever it is that I'm going to do after I've realized who I am, the power that I hold, the freedom that I actually have always had, it may motivate you to step up, or it may tell me to let go of you. And that's the move that needs to be made. Not this power struggle of saying who's going to let their guard down first, but who is actually going to come to the rescue at the end of the day. Is it going to be me rescuing myself and realizing that I need to kick you to the curb? Or are you going to step up and say, hey, Like, I remember those times where you were around all these people and you said, you don't even have to worry about it because I'm not even thinking about them. I'm focusing on you. But now it's the could be that you could live up to that and be like, you know what? You want to hang. And no, I'm going to show up because that's not even going to be in the realm of possibilities. We can see where this is going to go. And we're going to follow extensively on that regard. But even with all this happening, the tension is still brewing. Because who is really going to enact on who? And when is it going to happen? Because the clock is ticking. It's still ticking. I'm waiting for you to stop my clock, ring my bells. Nothing is happening right now. And that's getting me more and more mad because it went from I gave you a chance to now I'm actually contributing to your chance. I'm setting up this whole I basically set up this whole date and you still don't even want to show up. Or if you want to show up, you're still iffy about showing up. I already planned everything. I already made the itinerary. I'm in fact right here waiting. All you have to do is show up. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to give me any elaborate gifts. You don't have to put any thought. You don't even need to show up with a card and a handwritten note. You just need to show up. And you ain't done that yet. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the club. So yeah, I'm gonna hang out with these people. Maybe I'm gonna go home with one of them. And that's what's gonna open us up to a side story. But we're not going to get there before we get into this chorus. Because it's essentially describing how at this point I'm heated. I'm gonna get blackout drunk. I'm gonna get faded. And I guess we'll never know what happens. Now, it doesn't help with Kaylani's feature, and it kind of ties back to Serpent with a Feet feature, where I'm starting to notice there's a theme with it feeling in the playing out ideas, the conceptions, the potentials. Because she says in her feature, red light silhouette with your body on me, all gas, no brakes, till the tank is on E. When the club closed, take you home, new scenery. Just you and I in the rose till the sunlight peak. Now that is freaky. And that could be the potential of the one-off instance of saying, I already know that you are good and we are like-minded in the realm of sexual compatibility, which is important in a relationship that really does go and factor into the longevity because you should be compatible with your partner in all aspects. That's the point. Compatible. Not necessarily saying that you are exactly like minded, the same mind, but you are compatible. You are willing to work with these faults and you love these strengths. Now, it could be that where I know you're good for this. All you have to do is be present because, like we said, we planned out everything. We did everything else. You just have to show up. Or this could go along with what I was saying with the trajectory of these features being the potentials, being the what ifs. If you could do this, I could do this, and we'll all be benefiting from everything right now. I'll be satisfied. I know you'll be satisfied. And we could just love. Love, 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 love. But until then, I guess we'll never know. And that is part one of Love on Digital. Let me know if you're going along with these thoughts, if you have other ideas, other conceptions, other questions that you thought of while listening and really getting into the storyline of these lyrics. Now, right now we're being left on a little bit of a rocky patch of saying, well, okay, is Destin going to follow along in being Destin Conrad? Or are we going to continue to be infatuated and that be the spiral? we'll have to tune in for the next time that we go back into this album. But what I will say is, from here on, is when we get into little side love arcs. And that will fully paint the picture of what it is that's going to be at the end of this. Now, that has been Late Night Music Theory with your host, me. It's a short album, so we really did get through this. But we still have more to come. Mwah, mwah. Bye! Comment and subscribe. Because I do be forgetting to say that. All right, bye for real.